All right, wow. Welcome back, y'all. It feels like we were talking to each other just yesterday.
Right? Almost. Not quite.
Almost.
Two
We
days
almost did
ago?
though. Yeah, we almost decided to do yesterday, but this is better. We
It
gotta
was
watch it
close.
and take it in a little bit.
Indeed, yeah, and we got a chance to collect the memes. That for me was a big one. I realized all the groups out there. And big shout out to Disney Plus, Marvel's Sword and Shield posting. I think is the group. Like they
Hmm.
stay killing it, man. There's so many good memes in that group, which we've rounded up several to share with you guys. But everybody out there watching, thank you for being with us again for another episode of Comics Misexplained, where we are reacting, reviewing, just having a good, funny chat about TV, movies. And we started with Suicide Squad, and now we're on to Marvel, which was our original target. So, I mean, crazy. I can't believe What If is already here. It was supposed to be a month ago, and it felt like a week ago that we were going to wait on a new show.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of getting spoiled this year. We're getting so much content. It's just like back to back. We get maybe a 2 week break and then something else.
When did you guys get to watch it? Were y'all up at 3 a.m. or did you watch it on Wednesday at some point?
I watched it on Wednesday on my lunch break, so
Ooh,
about noon.
nice.
So if I can remember when a show's coming out, that's the ideal time to watch, which is also when I watched Bad Batch today.
Ah,
Yeah.
Nice.
is that a
Did
Friday
you
show?
Yes,
Yeah.
was it the season finale you watched, Lucas?
yes, it was. It
Okay,
was the last one of the season.
very
Yeah,
cool.
I think it was a good way to end out the season.
Right. Yeah.
But we got to get
I
our
definitely
Star
gonna
Wars
yeah.
format set up. We got to discuss. There's a lot to unpack, isn't there?
There's so
Oh
much to
yeah.
talk about.
There is a lot. Yeah.
I'm very excited to hear what you guys have to say about all the Star Wars stuff, the Clone Wars and the Rebels. Like those I haven't watched. I only watched a handful of Bad Batch. And of course, Mandalorian, but I mean, it's not the same from the animated stuff. I like to group those in the same kind of corner. But I
Right.
will watch those all one day, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I think that's where the future of the Star Wars universe is going to go since Filoni's in charge. So might as well get a real understanding of like what those characters are, than just the movies when they come out.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think all the upcoming stuff is going to pull heavily from Clone Wars and Rebels and Bad Batch. So I highly recommend it.
Hell yes. Well, guys, let's just get right into it. I think it's time to discuss the matter at hand, which is the first episode of Marvel's What If, which was what if Captain Carter was the first Avenger. And now we got some nice, beautiful graphics to just lead us right into. I like that. That's nice. So let's all kind of go around and give our reactions to the episode. John, you're in the top, so I know you had a lot to say. I'm looking forward to hearing what your reaction was.
Uh, what if I farted? No, I thought it was really good. It was honestly better than I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be good, but it just turned out to be. I mean, the way they were able to basically spin off from Captain America the movie, and like almost every scene was kind of a parallel or an extended cut or whatever. Um, that was pretty good, and that was really cool to like be able to remember these scenes. Like, oh, okay, I know what would have happened here or what would have happened then. But I thought it was really cool. I think I want to see more of Bucky. I want to see what happens to him because it seems like he kind of just completely avoided everything that's ever happened to him. So what is he doing now? What's he up to? If he's, you know, if he had the serum, if he's still like aging at a certain normal rate, or if he's like super old, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But yeah, that kind of stuff. And with Iron Man being invented decades prior than original, like what is Iron Man now in the MCU if he's still around? Like, is he some ultra futuristic, like even more so than what Tony Stark did? Is Tony Stark even, doing what he's? It's just they fundamentally changed the foundation of the MCU with that first episode. It's pretty
Absolutely.
wild.
Absolutely. I mean, let's pass it off, Jason. What was your reaction?
And I'm super excited to see that Owatsu the Watcher is the host. You know, just like the comics, he's if no one's read the What If comics, they always start off with him talking, doing an intro and a conclusion. He's like the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt. He's like, "You let me come, let me tell a tale. You know, come closer and show you what happened." So it's really cool seeing him, and it's like that one dude from Westworld, I think, does the voice.
Oh
Great
yeah, yeah.
voice. Very, very cool. And as for this episode, I really enjoyed the animation, how fluid it was. It's like a cell shaded kind of animation. Really nice to look at and really fluid in its motions. And yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I think more than I thought I would. Yeah, although you have your cheesy one-liners and things like that, but that's just kind of Disney and Marvel. That's just how it is, and I feel like a lot of us are kind of just used to it by now and just go along for the adventure wherever they take us. I think with Bucky, not sure if they really nailed his character. It's hard to draw a beard for him. I guess it was just kind of gray skin. That was like my only kind of complaint. And then they made some fun jokes. When Sharon saved him from falling off, where he became Winter Soldier. From the movie, he's like, "Oh, you could have ripped my arm off," and that's another kind of callback. He's missing his arm. But little fun jokes like that. But yeah, it's just interesting that the what if thing is like one small thing, one small change, and it makes this world of difference, and it's really a fun concept. So excited for more. Excited to see what else we get next.
Nice, absolutely. Lucas, man, what were you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I really I enjoyed it. I think it's going to be interesting seeing how this series kind of takes off beyond this. I wasn't really sure what the format would be, if there'd be like multiple stories, how long it was going to be. So, I think it's really cool that I think we're probably going to see just standalones every week of What If. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions I think of how that small change, would change the MCU. I think with Bucky not becoming the Winter Soldier, then you know Howard Stark isn't killed. He doesn't die early. So to bring it back, to
Right.
what John was mentioning earlier, maybe Tony Stark is an Iron Man.
Hmm.
Maybe I mean, obviously Steve is the first Iron Man, but maybe because there's no untimely death of his father, he doesn't have to, feel the need to suddenly become the next Howard Stark, the next Playboy billionaire. And then one thing I was expecting that didn't happen was, when Cap got captured, I thought that in this kind of timeline, he might have become the Winter Soldier, agent of
Yeah.
Hydra, which didn't happen. But which is still fine because I think that way it drew a lot of parallels to the first Avenger. Hey, you still owe me that dance. Kind of, it really was Peggy taking his place. In this version. So I mean, it maybe want to go back and watch the first Avenger again,
Hmm.
because it's been quite some time since I've seen the first Cap movie. But I mean, they drew a lot of great parallels to that film. And I mean, really, the MCU is great at tying everything together. And I think this is just a new extension that kind of pays homage to kind of the universe they've created.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I have to agree with you just to play off that. I feel like Marvel Studios as a movie company has done a really good job of always pulling from their source material, and I don't know. I think that's what the fans like us enjoy so much is that things that you grew up with. You get these callbacks again and again and again. The movies were so true to it. And then I feel like to get What If as an animation at first, I felt maybe like this was going to be kind of a cop out or a jip a little bit because it's like, it's not, they're not going to go full live action with these other world stories. But I'm a huge, huge fan of alternate dimension, timeline, what have you, other world stories, like, and Marvel and DC both do those things like a lot. And so any opportunity to see him on the screen was exciting. And then the fact that they got so many of the same actors to come do the voice acting really blew me away. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was kind of skeptical about the animation. I mean, seeing the previews and everything, I felt like I was gonna be it felt like a video game. Like, it looks so much like Telltale games. I don't know if y'all have played any of those.
Yeah.
It looks so much like them.
Yeah.
But they really committed to the set pieces and the character designs, and there's so many characters in all of them that it's easy to get past that hang up if you felt like, oh, well, to really do these justice, they should be live action with the actors, and they should do, the real spin-offs, like, acted out. And they definitely, they sold me. I mean, I'm very into it. And one thing I think that John was saying, and Lucas kind of touched on, was just the idea that, like, you wish you could see so much more of what came, after all of this. So I don't think that's gonna happen, but it definitely leaves you, kind of wondering, wanting to know where did that thread go. It's interesting the way that they had to compartmentalize it down to, what was it, 33 minutes this time or something?
Yeah, pretty short.
So I mean, it's almost like for a while there you feel like you're watching the Captain America movie from the MCU, but I mean, it's only like a quarter of the length of the movie, so they just had these little milestones that they touched on. And I'm very interested. Does anybody know what next week's What If is?
Yeah, I think that's the Chadwick Boseman, right? Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, if T'Challa was Star-Lord.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's him as Star-Lord, and then the third episode is supposed to take place during Fury's big week. So like Iron Man 2, Hulk, or Thor.
Wow. Okay.
Those are the first 3 episodes. That's all that's been confirmed for plot-wise.
I see.
Yeah, I definitely want to be surprised as they come out. I think it's more fun to be like, oh, what do we got this next this week? Instead of having a list and be like, okay, then having expectations, I just want to be like surprised going in. Like Lucas said, I thought that'd have been really cool to see Captain America or Steve Rogers become Winter Soldier. And since there's already an Iron Man, maybe the dad Stark could have become the next Iron Man. Maybe Tony Stark could have been like an Arno Stark in the comics, where he's more of like a spoiled brat villain. That'd been kind of fun. And I'm wondering now, like, because all these other MCU shows, they're always like, they're all connected, and this one has open-endedness to be connected, but that'd be really fun to have kind of these episodes, how they just maybe meet up at the end, because at the end of this episode, we saw, Sharon pop up with Nick Fury and Hawkeye, and that'd be kind of cool, like the beginning of a setup, maybe the next episode, like, Black Panther drops down and they're there as well, I don't know, it'd be kind of fun having
that'd be cool, yeah.
It feels like this is the way that Marvel could set up a battle world situation, like. But John, you were about to say something on the Secret Wars. Thank you. But you had something on the tip of your tongue.
Oh, I was just saying, I feel like this content, this What If content, is really easy. Like here in like 50 years, when Disney's going to reboot everything, they've already got a good plot to reboot the entire MCU off of one episode already. Like we were just talking about how does this affect everything. Like that completely rewrites the entire 20 odd films we've seen in the MCU. So whatever they do in the following episodes, like it's going to give them infinite possibilities when it comes to rebooting or plucking from certain dimensions. Because I genuinely, I really feel like that's how they're going to introduce the Fantastic Four and possibly X-Men, is through some sort of, I don't know, interdimensional or timeline nonsense. But I really just, unless they just kind of introduce them organically, but it'd be pretty cool to see them kind of just fly in from a black hole or something,
I'd really like to see Agent Carter pop up in the MCU somewhere. Maybe they tired of the Loki show in the background, if that was really her, and then it's just her Elseworld form, and she's Captain Britain for like an Avengers movie in the future. She just teams up with them.
Right.
Like that'd be fun.
I love the possibilities, man.
Captain Carter, I should say, not Captain Britain. Sorry. Yeah.
This whole thing opens up, I think, too, with like the multiverse and the What If. I mean, even if they don't want to reboot, it opens up, I think, kind of the on-screen equivalent of the Ultimate Universe. You know,
Yeah.
they could run parallel if they want. I mean, there's so much they could do here.
I do feel like there's been touches of the Ultimate Universe, pulled through MCU, but not really. There's so many huge differences that they haven't touched on. The Ultimate Universe is wild, man. I went down that rabbit hole probably 6 or 7 years ago when I had the Marvel app, and I was just going through every one of them, and it's a weird memory to have, after watching so much MCU, because it does feel like the main timeline a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's its own timeline, right? Because I guess the real main comic timeline is 616, and then
Yeah.
do we know? Is there a number for the Marvel? There probably is. I don't know what it is.
The Ultimate.
Yeah, there is. I forget what it is though. It's like
I don't know
four,
what it
five,
is,
seven,
yeah.
or I don't know. Some weird number. It's not as easy to remember as 616.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it's interesting because in the current Marvel timeline, the 616, like currently in the storylines, there's still some Ultimate characters that are around, like the Maker. He's like the evil Reed Richards. He's
Right.
around. You got Miles Morales. He's around. I mean the good version. Of course, but he remembers everything from his Ultimate Universe, and I think they might bring back the Ultimate Universe again sometime soon. So there's like hints of it happening. So that'd be really fun.
Jason, can you remind me? I was reading the books when there was the whole like multiverse. I don't remember what to call it, but like they kind of folded some of these into each other. How did they do that? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like that's been done a lot. I
It
mean,
just
I
kept
could be confusing
happening.
things with. I could be confusing things with DC too, because DC just rebooted recently, and I'm just like having a mash of like so many. I started because I read so many indie comics, so whenever I read Marvel and DC, I'm getting like everything just like mixed together because it's just capes and then like indies. Like they might as well be the same company in my head for comics, but.
I got you. Well, DC has been playing with this too on their CW
Elseworlds.
shows. Yeah,
Oh
they've,
yeah,
they've
yeah.
really gone in on it already. They've already taken their universes and smashed them up, and something else come out the other side. And I haven't watched it, so I can't specify. But I read a few articles.
Today I
Mhm.
just watched the first episode of the new Titans show.
Is that any good?
Yeah.
You
How is
know,
it?
if you guys seen the past Titans
No.
shows at all? Okay,
I've seen the
I don't watch
cartoons.
DC
Yeah, the
stuff,
Teen
no.
Titans cartoons.
sure, but the Titans show where it premiered on the DC Universe app, back when it was an app and it's no longer existing. But it's pretty bad. I would say it's like a CW show, but better. Like better quality. I would say more money went into making it, but just the writing's really bad. And some of the acting.
That sounds like a DC. Sounds like a
Yeah,
DC production.
but it's unfortunate. But if you stick through it, there's no reason for you to even give it a shot or stick through it, because it's like
Wow.
every character's pretty like unlikable, and you kind of just like almost don't like anyone on there. But this newest episode, I totally forgot what happened in season 1 and 2. It's been so long, and they did no recap before season 3 started, and so you're just like in it, and like what? Who? Oh yeah, that's right. They did get Connor Kent. Oh yeah, like this happened, and I will say that it looks nicer this season. The costumes look really good for the most part. It has some improved fighting sequences and choreography. It looks pretty good. The writing's a little better. You still have your cheesy one lines. Corey Starfire was fighting some bad guys, and she had like this flame thing coming on. She's like, "Yeah, guys, I'm hot," or something stupid like that. It's like, okay, like why? Uh, but it's cool. It has a lot of fan service also. But it could be they're trying to do too much all at once as well. This first episode had death in the family, the death of Jason Todd. It had hints of Killing Joke, because Barbara Gordon's in here and she's in a wheelchair and she kind of talks about her past and how Gordon's dead, and like there's a bunch of stuff. And then at the end, they're also trying to be like kind of teen edgy show. So there's hints that maybe Bruce Wayne killed the Joker and bashed his head in with a crowbar and gave up being Batman. You just like there's a lot of like. I don't know. It's definitely like an Elseworlds thing, I would say. It's its own thing. And for that, I would say maybe watch it if you want to just get another timeline in your head, And but it's interesting, I would say. I can't say if I would recommend it, but if you have nothing else to do and might as well, if you're bored and curious, then give it a shot. But Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
going to stick with it though. So
basically, if you have HBO Max now, you can go through all of it.
yep, it's all there
Okay,
now.
well, I think I'm sold. Then I have that, and I mean things are shutting down again, right? So I need
Right.
some new shit to watch.
Well,
Amazing. Well, I'm glad we could get like a nice little side review in. We got to make some notes of these shows and see if some other stuff we can work into the format. But this has been a great start so far. I want to go ahead and visit some of the memes that came out this week
Yeah.
from
Yes.
What If Captain Carter. So let's go ahead and load those up. Let's see. We got a little this week in memes. So let's see what we got. This week I got to give a lot of credit to Marvel Plus Sword and Shield posting, I think is the name of the group on Facebook. I think I got all my memes from there this week. Some of them y'all sent, and I made sure to go through and get screen caps to credit whoever made them. But yeah, let's take a look. First up, the homie Andre Costa. I feel like this is the overarching, reaction from all the fans was just like everyone wanted to be destroyed by the super soldier Peggy Carter. Just like if you had one night with super soldier Peggy Carter, would you let her kill you for that? Basically.
People kept referring to the Futurama episode, with the
yes,
huge Amazonian women. I forget what their saying was in the show.
Snoo,
Snoo.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep it going. What else do we have here? Yep, here we go. Marvel. Okay, so that's the name of the group. Marvel on Disney Plus. Ian Wyman, shout out. This was a great one. A nice callback to the trend. Who need their super bussy ape?
super bust.
I feel like I want to workshop that one. I feel like there's some other ussies there that they're missed opportunities, but
For sure.
There's always more ussies.
who need their super Cirrusy 8?
There you go.
We'll keep workshopping it. Shout out Ian. He's another homie. Let's see what else we got from the group. Oh, yes. This was a good one that went up to the page. This is just...
I love that one.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I love that one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite of the week, I think.
I was looking at this meme on my phone. Like, I think when I was taking the screenshot, my wife walked by and looked at my phone and she's like, "What the hell is on your phone?" And she thought it was like The Sims, but like some kind of weird sex, dom situation from The Sims. Because it's pretty confusing. You have the animated character heads, then you have the lesbian porn bodies. But yeah, this one nailed it.
You won't last 30 seconds playing this game.
Yeah, click here, find out.
So shout out to Victor. I don't know Victor personally, but great meme. What else do we have? Oh, okay, yeah. So, of course.
Yep.
This one's just very meta to me. It just, using a reference to a reference from the... Is that from the Avengers when he does that one? I understood that reference. Nice. Let's keep it going here. What else do we have? Oh, okay. This is a nice crossover.
I didn't see this one. That's awesome.
Whoa.
That scene was so odd to me, but yeah, I do think Drax fits perfectly in that scenario. What else?
Can't see him. He just moves so slowly.
Exactly. Let's see. Oh, yes, I like this one.
Because she's British.
It sounds like she's almost like Cockney or something. Is that what they call it when they have that accent?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But is Steve here trying to say that's America, or is that Britain's ass? Is that
You're right. I didn't even get that.
Yeah.
I feel like they probably should have had that whole line in there, but I don't think you could do that if it was Captain Carter, could you? Maybe.
No, I don't think you could.
If you could make the Black Widow movie, then you can probably use that one.
You can do anything you want.
There's a lot of ass.
I hope we see. Well, there's a lot of ass in Ragnarok. You see Hulk's ass. I hope we can see more of that. And,
yes. Right. We don't get the show zucked, but I guess if you can do it in a Marvel movie, you can do it on a meme show. Oh, this one was so good. Yes. We definitely need this one. And the only thing that threw me off here is I'm getting like Hillary Clinton vibes from...
Yeah, same. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
But But of course, we would hope to see this scene. But no, I mean, anyway, we don't need to go down that rabbit hole. I like this one. This is another good one. This isn't really a funny meme. This is just like somebody played up an alternate timeline in a meme form.
Oh.
Because I guess Steve is the Winter Soldier, which I think
Winter Soldier Steve.
Yeah.
I think somebody alluded to. Well, one of you guys was kind of talking about. I think Lucas said something about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I thought it was gonna go, but when he got captured, but then, he got rescued.
And let's see what. Okay. This is full circle here. Just
perfect.
I feel like we'll see that format quite a bit. I mean, it's. And I think, that's all of them. Okay, cool. Well, let's drop that.
Awesome.
Well, guys, if you, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Just very good. I just found one, another meme just now.
Well, let's, we'll keep collecting the memes. If
Anyway.
anybody, meme creators are watching the show, send them to Comics Misexplained Facebook page. If you know any of us on Facebook, send them to us. We try to collect them. This show's been really rushed. I mean, we had a show on Wednesday, and now we're doing a show on Friday, which is crazy. We'll have a little more prep time. So, yeah, send us your memes. We'll get them collected and share them. We want to spread the love. But, I mean, I guess at this point, we've given our reactions. We've looked at some memes. Let's go ahead, and I think it's time to just kind of give our own little wrap-up. Nice. I like having effects.
Wrap it up.
Bumpers. And
Wrap
everything.
it up.
The guys can't hear the music, but there's some very triumphant Marvel-sounding music that goes with that as
Ooh,
well.
I do like that.
So maybe we'll go in reverse order here. For me, wrapping it up, I mean, like I said a little bit before my reaction, I was kind of skeptical of this whole thing. Maybe I'm still a little skeptical, but I know the next episode has already been teased as being like the best of the series because it is Chadwick Boseman's like last performance, which is crazy to think about. I think I saw some quotes from one of the writers saying, they never could have known that when they wrote this, it was going to be Chadwick Boseman's one of his last performances in the MCU. So there's just a lot to come next week, a lot loaded into that. So, this week's showing, I definitely was interested, whereas I wasn't sure if I would be. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the whole series through. And I'll pass it off to you, Lucas, for your wrap up on this.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I was kind of skeptical too. Very much looking forward to it. But I think, specifically for this episode, I think in the MCU, they try to make Peggy and Sharon Carter happen a lot, and they just don't seem like super fleshed out characters. And I feel like this was maybe the first time I actually saw one of the Carters and was like, yeah, they like actually gave her a good, like, they gave her a good episode. They gave her like, actually something, some substance, which was really cool. And, another thought that I really had while watching this was I'm not a big fan of a lot of cell shaded art. But there was definitely a hint of that Disney animation to it. I know there was one scene in particular they were showing, Peggy as Captain Carter, and like there was like a close up of her face, and it was like she's definitely like got the features of a Disney princess in a lot of ways. So I think the art style really worked, and it was kind of a good intermediate between like comics and traditional Disney animation. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. I think definitely Chadwick Boseman's last performance as T'Challa will be a little sad, and I'm sure there will be a little tribute to him at the end of that episode. But I'm excited to see kind of where the rest of them go. I think there's a lot that we don't know will happen in What If. And that'll be fun to speculate on and to discuss as we did today, what those changes would have led to should they have continued down the story.
Absolutely. Jason, what do you think wrapping this up?
Yeah, this made me want to check out the Agent Carter show. I never watched that, and it's only like one season, I think, maybe two. I think just one. But yeah, I'll probably watch that sometime in the near future. It's two seasons, sweet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, I'll probably check that out. I mean, I like the actress, whatever. I forget her name. I always forget it. But
Haley Atwell.
Yeah, it seems cool. Haley Atwell. Yes, thank you.
I
never saw Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in private mode.
Damn.
Tell me I'm not alone. I mean, please, somebody in the chat, let me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited for the rest of the series and see what else we get. But yeah, cool stuff. I like it. And who do we think that bad guy was coming out of the hole? Was that Shimmy Gurath? People were thinking the octopus thing with all the tentacles.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
read that
don't
people were
know.
thinking that, but he's like more sentient, and this
Right.
was just kind of like a giant squid or whatever. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
I figure like if it was him, they would have showed like his mouth or like beak or something. My
Or the
first thought was like,
high.
yeah, my first thought was maybe it's like Chthon from like the dark, the book of whatever their book of the dead is. I forget what it's called, but he's more like a Cthulhu kind of character. But that of course, I don't think that was him because he's more than just tentacles. But yeah, I don't know. It's fun. Well, I'm excited to see what else we get.
Nice to see the Easter eggs in there. John, final thoughts.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun. Like I said before, it was way better than I thought it was going to be. Wasn't the biggest fan of the animation, but I came around to it pretty quickly. And just to see how significant they made the first episode, and I think this is maybe only 9 episodes, so I'm hoping that every episode will carry the same significance, and I'm sure we're coming up with a T'Challa episode, which is going to be even more significant. So I'm sure we're going to be getting just heavier and heavier episodes. Like I can't imagine what a quote unquote filler episode would look like in this season when it's all just completely just almost chaos. So I'm excited for what's to come in the next 9 weeks.
Hell yeah, absolutely. I'm glad we have so much ahead of us. I mean, now that we've done, this is our second episode, I think that we can start to get a little rhythm going with all of us. And, maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, regular reaction shows will be a thing for this series. And I think we got something else loaded up for if they ever drop that Spider-Man trailer. What do you guys think?
Tomorrow's the day.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think midnight, actually, here in about 2 hours, if you, it'll be out. Just stay up. Just wait for it.
There's so much content out right now, man. And we just got New Titans, Bad Batch just finished. We know there's Star Wars content. There's so much out there. So, I mean, there's tons of stuff we can do. I mean, yeah.
I think they're going to debut the trailer with the Venom movie, but they're going to keep pushing Venom back. So
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, there is we are getting a what if episode with Spider-Man who seems to be wearing he seems to be the Sorcerer Supreme.
oh,
So maybe we'll get a trailer around that episode or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that theory. Yeah.
that would tie in well
I would
yeah,
love
with
that.
everything
if you
that's
just-
going to be going
yeah.
on.
Yeah, it'd be perfect. Yeah.
What if we never get a trailer?
What if? Unless, just
What if
kidding.
Spider-Man
Unless-
farted?
Well, hey, I want to say thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you guys, Jason, John, Lucas, for coming on the stream tonight so we can all talk about
Yeah,
comic
man. Hey,
book
do you want
shows.
to plug? Do you want to plug real quick your upcoming podcast? That's sometime soon, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody look forward to, if you're enjoying this kind of talk show content, we got a new show we're working on, a bunch of shit posters, meme creator people doing a podcast. It's not a video show quite yet. We're working up to that, but it's called The Suck. And that's because it is a spoof of The View. I just thought, well, imagine what you could take The View and turn it completely on its head and put like depraved, degenerate people, in a table together saying the most awful things that they can think of. And so,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
that will be The Suck. So Matt Moyer, Justine Lynette, y'all may know Kilbasa Garage, Kimberly Bertrand, Knives McGee pseudonym, but if y'all know Knives McGee on Facebook, WMWMWM, kind of a rotating cast, and we want to have guests too. So all of y'all, hopefully, you could come in and talk to us about all kinds of random internet bullshit soon. That would be cool. But
Yeah,
I
man,
think
cool.
the first episode's in the tank, and it probably gonna come out in a week or so. I don't know. I don't do that part
Oh,
on this
yeah.
one.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Appreciate. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's our show for tonight. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in, and I guess we'll be back next week for Black Panther in space, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah! All right, guys. Peace out. Have a great night.
Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.